Hi there, Occhi magazine, it's Antonia. Thank you so much for sending me your interview questions. The first one is, tell us about your career. When did it start? How did you discover your talent? Well, for me, I started in pretty much the same way that most people do, really. I started with just school plays. I absolutely loved it. It became the highlight of my year. I got so excited whenever we had a school play on. And then a couple of years later, my drama teacher at school, she recommended that I try out for the National Youth Theatre of Great Britain. And I managed to get in. I was very lucky. And that kind of changed my life, really. I got there, I started doing workshops, and I just sort of realised, this is what I want to do. So I went to university, and I kind of found that I was spending probably more of my time doing indie film projects rather than focusing on my degree. And I just fell in love with screen acting. I thought it was amazing. So I decided, I want to train. So I went to drama school, and I've now finished drama school, so I'm in my first year as a professional actress. How is your career growth thus far? Well, since school, I've actually started doing comedy roles, which I'd always loved comedy, so I'm so excited that I get to keep doing that. It's been awesome. But I've also found that actually I've been doing things which I wasn't necessarily expecting to do. I didn't really think that it would be my casting type. I found that actually I've been doing some action roles, some sci-fi, which has been awesome. So exciting. So I just hope I can keep doing that, really. What do you enjoy most about acting? Acting is just, it's so much fun. It's awesome. The people you work with are just so generous, so creative, so full of energy. And I love seeing how a project goes from start to finish. Everything that, all the work that needs to go into it to just make this product is incredible. But it also stretches me in ways that I never really expected. I've kind of found that as an actor, you're constantly trying to push yourself to see, what can I do to get better? What new skills can I learn? And actually, next month I'm off to learn how to ride a horse, and the month after that I'm going to be going on a martial arts training course, and that is probably something that I wouldn't necessarily think of doing unless I was an actor. So I've kind of found that actually acting is making me grow as a person, and that's really special. What are some of your personal and/or professional goals for the future? Well, I really love costume dramas. Oh my god, it's my favourite thing. If I can sit at home on a Sunday with a cup of tea and watch a costume drama, I am in heaven. So I would love to do that myself. That is a big personal goal of mine. But at the moment, I've just been finding that I've been having so much fun. I've been meeting wonderful people, so I just want to keep doing what I'm doing. I want to keep doing comedy roles. I've had my first go at a sitcom pilot this year, and that has been so exciting. The team who worked on that were just wonderful. So any more sitcoms that I could do, I would be very happy about. What has been your personal key to success? For me, I think the most important thing really is just be someone that people want to work with. And that doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be this huge star who's incredibly famous and constantly in demand. The point is that you're somebody who is a professional, that you're reliable, you'll prepare, you'll be polite, you'll be generous with your time towards the crew and to other actors. And that is just so vital and so important, because there's so many talented actors out there. So many people who are just absolutely wonderful. But sometimes what can really separate you from other people is just how you interact with people, how enthusiastic you are about a project. Because if people like working with you, they'll call you back again. If they find that perhaps you're this wonderfully talented actor, but perhaps you're not very polite on set maybe, or you just don't prepare properly, really, you know, the team, they can walk away and they go, we can find someone else who's just as talented, but actually we like working with more. And that can make a huge difference. Fortunately, I found that most people that I've been working with are people that I want to work with. So I haven't had any bad experiences with that, but I do think it's a really, really important key to success. What was a great moment for you as an actress? I was really, really lucky, actually, when I think I was 17 at the time. I ended up performing some Shakespeare at the opening of a new theatre in Gloucestershire. And it was a little bit quirky. It was an all-female production of Romeo and Juliet, and we were performing an extract from that. So I was probably the world's shortest Romeo. But we actually had a very special guest in the audience who was Sir Richard Eyre, who is the ex-director of the National Theatre of Great Britain. And he walked on stage, announced that this theatre is now open, and he started saying, oh, I'm really excited to see this extract of Romeo and Juliet, it's my favourite play. At which point I was sort of in the wings thinking, oh my God, I'm going to ruin Shakespeare, the head of the National Theatre. But it went very well, and actually afterwards he personally asked to meet me. So being talent scouted by Sir Richard Eyre was absolutely incredible. That was a really, really amazing experience. What were some of your favourite experiences in acting? I had a project which was probably my first one straight out of drama school, where I was working in a completely green screen environment. I was actually the only actor in the project. It was just me and green walls, but I ended up doing some harness stunt work, which was awesome, absolutely awesome. I have to confess that I probably fibbed a bit, because I actually have quite a bad fear of heights. But when I heard about this project, I mean, it just sounded so exciting. I kind of thought that I can't really let my own fears get in the way of this. So I agreed to do this harness stunt work, which meant that I got lifted pretty high up in the air by a couple of strong, burly men, and ended up, running, jumping off, and getting lifted in the air, or following sort of an explosion, which was amazing. It was so cool, and it was probably, I think, my favourite moment on set ever. And so I'm very, very looking forward to seeing when that's ready, actually. And I just hope I don't let it down. You have a background in theatre. Do you feel that it's important for someone to be passionate about the theatre and acting to be successful? I think you definitely have to be passionate about acting. If you're an actor and you don't like acting, I mean, what are you doing? You've so many ways you could spend your time much better. To be honest, with the theatre, the industry's changing. Theatre's always going to have such a special place. It's a type of performance where it's you, the audience is right there, and both of you are sharing this moment. It's not something you can capture. You can't store it forever like you do with film. So that's always going to be special. It's always going to be wonderful. And some people just feel completely at home on stage. It's where they're happy. It's really where they're in their element. But, not all actors feel that way. A lot of actors, and increasingly so, feel that actually, screen is where I want to be. I definitely love screen acting. I do want to go back and do some theatre as well. But I don't think in order to be an actor that you have to absolutely love theatre. If you want to do screen acting, there's definitely ways to focus your career in that direction. And things are definitely becoming often more screen orientated. You can work online. There's voice work as well, which is totally separate from theatre, but they all share the same skills. So if you don't like theatre, absolutely fine. You don't have to do it. If you do love theatre, brilliant. Don't feel that you have to be tied to anything. Can you share any projects you're working on? I can definitely tell you about one. I am going to be in a feature film. This will be released in 2018. It's called Catalyst. You can follow it on Twitter. It's on Facebook. The handle is at Catalyst. It's got a really, really exciting young company behind it all. I think it's going to be a wonderful production. And I am hugely excited to be a part of that. So if you want to follow anything about that project, just find us on social media. You'll be able to keep up with all of the news. Thinking in terms of other things, I have a sitcom which is in pre-production. Unfortunately, I can't really give too many details about that. As well as the second one, unfortunately, but at least with the first project, you can follow me on there, no problem. What's next in my career? To me, actually, I have just been loving my first year as a professional, so I just hope that I can keep doing what I'm doing. One day, being in a costume drama would be amazing. To keep doing some sitcom work would be fantastic. At the moment, what I really want to be doing more is some voice acting. I adore that. Especially actually for games, which is so fun. So that's what I'm aiming for, but at the moment I've just been loving every minute of it. So thank you so much for your questions and have a lovely day.